Hi guys! A lot of things happened in the Umbrella Academy Season 1, and here are the most important ones to remember before Season 2 is finally out. With Season 2 of the Umbrella Academy just a few days away, it's a good moment to take a look back at the most important moments from Season 1 that will surely have an impact on the Hargreaves' new adventures.
Get up, we're going.
Where?
Save the world.
Oh, is that all?
Based on the comic book series of the same name by Gerald Way and Gabriel Ba, The Umbrella Academy made its debut on Netflix in February 2019. The series was very well received, surpassing one of the streaming giant's most popular titles, and was renewed for a second season a few weeks later. The Umbrella Academy follows the Hargreaves, 7 siblings with extraordinary abilities but who don't have the best relationship. On October 1st, 1989, 43 women around the world gave birth at the same time, but none of them was pregnant when the day began. Not long after, eccentric billionaire Sir Reginald Hargreaves set out to adopt as many of those babies as he could, but he only got 7.
In October 1989, 43 women around the world gave birth. None of these women had been pregnant when the day first began.
As they began to develop unique sets of superpowers, Reginald trained them and formed the superhero team, the Umbrella Academy. Sadly, Reginald wasn't a good father to the kids, and they all ended up going on their own ways. The Hargreaves reunited years later to save the world from the fast-approaching apocalypses. But all their efforts weren't enough to stop the end of the world. Luckily, one of them, exactly 5, has the ability to jump through the time and space, which he used to transport himself and his siblings to a safer place and time way before the apocalypses. Season 2 of the Umbrella Academy will catch up with the Hargreaves, who ended up landing in Dallas, Texas, and scattered between 1960 and 1963. Aside from finding a way to reunite, the Hargreaves will come across with new villains and will continue to run away from the Commission. A lot of things happened in Season 1, of which some are important to keep in mind in order to fully understand and enjoy Season 2. And here are the most important moments to remember. First one, Sir Reginald Hargreaves is dead. The event that brought the Hargreaves together after years of not seeing or even talking to each other was Reginald's death. Reginald died of heart failure, or at least that's what he wanted his children and the world to think. Luther immediately suspected something was wrong, but the autopsy report showed there was nothing suspicious about his death. It was later revealed that it was all planned by Old Man, as he knew the end of the world was approaching, and the only event that could bring them together was his funeral. With the help of Grace and Pogo, Reginald planned his death and succeeded in reuniting all of his children, including 5, who had been missing for over a decade. Second thing, Vanya is not powerless.
What's your name again?
My name is Vanya Hargreaves, and this is my story.
Number 7, aka Vanya, was believed to be powerless and was left out of all the missions. Vanya's only talent was playing the violin, but as it turns out, she's actually the most powerful of the Hargreaves siblings. Old Man was very well aware of that, and as he couldn't help her control her powers, he used the powers of her sister, Allison, to make her believe she was ordinary and kept her under medication for years. Harold Jenkins, aka Leonard Peabody, found Reginald's notebooks and learned all about Vanya, as he knew what he had to do in order to unleash her powers. Of course, he didn't know how powerful and dangerous she can be, and so Vanya ended up being the one who caused the apocalypses when her powers reached their full potential.
I'm afraid there's just nothing special about you.
At a certain point, it's not about practice. It's whether you've got something special. And maybe you just don't.
Third, Allison can't talk anymore. Vanya had a very hard time understanding and controlling her powers. and before provoking the end of the world, she almost killed her sister. When Allison confronted her at Leonard's cabin, she tried to create a rumor so Vanya would listen to her and stay away from Leonard. But Vanya attacked her before she could finish her rumor and slit her throat with the bow of her violin. For the rest of the season, Allison couldn't speak, but the season 2 trailer showed that she recovered and can speak again. The same thing happened to her in the comics, but it's yet to be seen if it will be due to time traveling and its mysterious ways or something else.
I heard a rumor that you're really tired. And you want to go to sleep.
4, 5, and the Commission have unfinished business.
Hi, Five. How's it going?
I must have utter silence in order to complete this task.
Oh, okay.
5 spent whole season running away from Cha-Cha and the Hazel. Those 2 time-traveling assassins working for the Commission. 5 failed to fulfill one important mission, killing John Kennedy, which is why the Commission is after him. It didn't help that he finally managed to reunite with his siblings just days before the apocalypse with the purpose of warning them and stopping the end of the world, something that the Commission doesn't approve. Things will get only worse and more complicated now that he jumped back in time with his siblings, and the Commission will continue to go after him and the rest of the Hargreaves.
Or what? That's one badass stapler.
5th, Klaus' powers are getting stronger.
I just came down here to prove to myself that the old man was really gone. And he is! He's dead! Yeah.
Klaus has the ability to communicate with the dead and temporarily make them corporeal. This power has been a big burden for Klaus, and it didn't help that Reginald didn't know how to guide him and often locked him in museum when he was a child. As a result, Klaus developed a drug addiction at a very young age as he found out that drugs suppress his powers, and has spent years going and out of rehab. In the episode from the first season, The Day That Was, Klaus followed Luther to a rave, where he was knocked unconscious in a fight. Klaus died momentarily, and so Reginald, who told him he was not reached the full potential of his powers just yet. After that, Klaus did his best to stay sober and discovered that Ben was starting to gradually become more corporeal, being able to interact with them. If Klaus continues to stay clean, his powers could finally reach their full potential in season 2.
I'm sorry.
Psych!
6. Hazel and Agnes escaped the apocalypse.
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Okay.
Hazel was an assassin working for the Commission, and he killed a lot of people alongside Cha-Cha. However, during their mission to get 5, he met Agnes, a waitress, baker, and owner of Greedy's Donuts. Hazel and Agnes fell in love, which gave him a different perspective of life, making him realize that he no longer wanted to be an assassin that goes back and forth in time. Hazel redeemed himself when he volunteered to help the Hargreaves stop the apocalypse. Revealed Cha-Cha was the one who killed Patch and left their guns to exonerate Diego. Agnes was kidnapped by Cha-Cha, but Hazel rescued her, incapacitated Cha-Cha, and killed the handler. Just as the world was falling apart, Hazel and Agnes escaped thanks to one of the Commission's briefcases. And season 2 of the Umbrella Academy will see the return of Hazel, who now seems to be on the Hargreaves side. Thanks, guy. Bye.
For anyone to do anything?
Except she never uses it.
I heard a rumor. You punched yourself in the face.